Hello, hello. Welcome, 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 my sisters. I should say welcome to everyone. You have arrived safely, right, to the Pieces of Me, a Woman's Word. I am your host, Cindy Holden. This is a safe space, right? I'm going to introduce that straight off the bat. A safe space for what? A safe space. The target audience is for women to come every week, I should say every Wednesday. Hopefully, you will hear a word, a phrase, a quote, something that will inspire you, motivate you, something that will help you on your journey in life. Over here at the Pieces of Me, a Woman's Worth, our mission, or I should say, our mission and goal is to help you to value yourself in a way that you can be authentic, right? Show up in the world, complete your assignments, whatever they may be, valuing yourself in a way that you too will know that you are worthy. So tonight, I want to talk just a little bit about valuing yourself. I'll say that again, valuing yourself. I like to start with the definition. I keep it simple. Sometimes I'm looking at Webster, I go to the Oxford, and I look for something that kind of speaks to me, right? It resonates with me. So I encourage you to do the same for yourself. What does it mean to value yourself? Well, here's what Oxford had to say. The definition of valuing yourself, it's to recognize and to hold yourself as important, right? So to recognize and hold yourself as important. Know that you are important. Know that you matter. Your worth, right? Appreciating yourself, respecting yourself, and considering yourself, not just for the surface stuff, right? The things that you do, that's important too, right? But to recognize and to consider who you are, your uniqueness, what you bring to the world, right? And so the definition goes on to say it is your intrinsic worth, right? Intrinsic, that's just a dressed up word. The things that are within you, not just the surface stuff, the things on the outside, right? And so to consider your intrinsic worth more so than just the qualities on the surface. So really going within yourself. Also, valuing yourself, it involves acknowledging, right? Not just knowing, but the ability to acknowledge who you are. What do you mean, Cynthia, who you are? At the core, right? Who are you at your core? Your identity. What shapes your identity, right? And so that may be various things for you, but just the ability to acknowledge who you are as an individual, to think, right? Have your own thoughts and feelings, to be able to stand on those, to own them, and to care for yourself and to support yourself. Remember, we're talking about valuing yourself. This is important to me. I can think of, I'll say, a lot of years where I spent a lot of time valuing others, comparing myself to others, looking at their worthiness and devaluing myself and my own. What you mean by that? Somebody asked me that. What do you mean? How did you devalue yourself? Hey, it shows up in many ways. Something as simple as not setting healthy boundaries for myself, sacrificing, doing things when I know, right, it was over accommodating or taking me, let's say, beyond my limitations. And so I'm not speaking about absolutes, right? I'm talking about knowing that you are worthy to the point where you're willing to treat yourself well, not necessarily looking for others to treat you well. I'm treating others as I treat myself. Does that sound familiar? It just may. And so in other ways, I devalued myself by shrinking, that false humility. And some of these things I say, I perceive that that was the way to be. And so I just want to share just a little bit on tonight to pique your curiosity. Hopefully that you will continue to follow valuing yourself. Why is it important to value yourself? If you don't know your value or your worth, if you don't know who you are, I like to speak from an I perspective. If I don't know who I am, then that has led me, I'm just speaking truth and being transparent, that has led me on many searches outside of myself, right? Knowing myself through the lens of other people, comparison. Y'all know those things we humans do. And so I'm hoping that in having these conversations and being able to explore and talk about what it means to value oneself, it may help someone, right? Be you. Why? Because everybody else is taken. It has taken me a long time. I'm not even going to get into the length, right? But to embrace who I am, to know who I am, to value every little piece of me. In the name of this group, right, on this YouTube channel, it says, the pieces of me. Every little piece of me matters. Every little piece of me is important. Right, wrong, weak, or strong. It's a part of me. And if there's something that I desire to be different, right, being able to recognize, identify, acknowledge will help me in my journey of becoming the woman of worth that I desire to be. And so some of the questions you may ask yourself, right? Well, you know, how do I know what my worth is? You know, is it tied to what I do? Well, that could be a part of it. For a long time, I said, you know, as what my profession is, I said to myself, I am what I do. Now, what I do, it makes a difference, and I value what I do, but I'm more than what I do. At my core, the essence of who I am, I'm beautiful, I'm caring, I'm loving, I'm compassionate. I know things about me that's beyond what I do. What I do is important, right? As a helper, helping people to help themselves. And so here are some key aspects for you to consider of valuing yourself. How about this? Knowing your inherent worth. What does that mean? What comes natural for you that you do, right? You don't even have to think a whole lot about it. You do it, and it brings value not only to the lives of others, but it brings value to who you are, right? I'm a good listener. And I did not realize that being a good listener, being able to engage others and help them to feel safe would turn into something that I do on my day-to-day, you know? And so that is an aspect that you can consider, right? Also, the respect that you have for yourself, right? Today, I can say that I respect myself. I was in a conversation once, and this has been a few years ago, and we were talking about self-love. You know, it was kind of like a trendy, a buzz type phrase, self-love, caring for yourself, the whole self-care. And it's important, right? It's very important. But I said to the individual, you know, I remember a time where I didn't love myself. And they replied, oh, I've always loved myself. And, you know, I'm like, that is good. And so, are you sure you didn't love yourself? I said, here's how I know. There were some things that I recognized that I said about me. Other people never said those things about me. I said them about myself, right? And so it's not a way of like beating myself up or, you know, being down on myself. Today, I'm able to have that awareness that I did not treat myself well. I did not speak well of myself, and therefore, I did not show up right, for myself in good ways. It was like wearing the mask, so to speak. Now, the mask served me until it didn't. And so today I can take my mask off. I can be transparent. I love myself. I value myself. Beyond the love that I have for myself, which is important, I respect myself. And so having that self-respect, it helps me as I interact with other people, even, if I'm in situations where perhaps people are not respecting themselves and they're, to some degree disrespecting me, because I respect myself, right? It makes it just a little bit easier, right, to conduct myself accordingly, right? If I have to dismiss myself, if I have to shut my mouth, mind my own business and walk away. And so self-respect is a value. It's one of the aspects of valuing yourself. I'm going to share a few more, and then we're going to wrap it up for today. Self-acceptance. No, the volume, the internet didn't go down, right? I was intentionally quiet. Self-acceptance. Think about what that means to you. It's really simple, right? The ability to accept myself, every little part of me, the past, right? The present. I don't know what the future is going to hold for me. However, what I do know is that I matter and that I'm valuable. I know a lot of the things that are important to me, right? And I know what's important about me. And I'm in a place, I like to say, this season in my life where I am able to accept those parts of me that might not have been, and let me just tell it like a tis, right? That weren't so pleasant, those decisions that weren't the best, that led me down a path, right? And that path was like, complaining and whining, and situations that I can speak about today, because I've come to a place of accepting all of who I am, at least every part that I know. And so I want to encourage you to do the same thing too. Let me share, let's say, 2 more off the list, right? These are some key aspects of valuing yourself. And so next on the list that I put together is that emotional stability. Ooh, did she say emotional stability? Yes, I did. And so I love to listen. I'm a good listener, right? But I love good conversation too, even the things that can be kind of sensitive and challenging. I was having one a few days ago. And, I grew up in a church, and perhaps many of you did too. And so, we would have some good old services, the spirit would be high and we'd be getting our dance on and everything. I'd be trying to work some stuff out, right? And my way of, and I'm speaking about myself, my way of dealing with a lot of things, I'm not going to say all, right? I, come in prayer and get in the service, and it's like, I would just let it all out, right? I'm trying to work out those emotions, and so that's okay. No judgment, right? But today, as I can say down through the years, and today as I continue to learn and grow, to realize that it's okay to have emotions, right? It's okay to face them. Every day may not be a good day, right? I may not feel good. There may be some things that go on. I'm frustrated, I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm whatever it is. I'm lonely, but today I can acknowledge, right? I can check in with myself and identify, first of all, right? Have the awareness, identify, girl, how you feeling? How you doing? I ask myself that, right? To the point where I take time, right, to know me in those ways where to know me is to spend time with me, is to be able to accept me, respect me, to value me, and to manage those emotions. I think I was a girl gone wild. So I was trying to work it out, shout it out, scream it out, roll, all that kind of stuff. But today, I know that I am valuable. My emotions are a part of me. They do not have to define me, who I am. They don't even have to define, right, how I behave. Right, because my thinking and my feelings are connected, and therefore sometimes, right, the outcome, my behavior has been predicated on my feelings. But I've got some emotional stability today, right? I can swear to my own hurt. I could take a look at myself in the mirror, spend time with myself, and I can acknowledge my emotions and find ways to regulate them, right? I might wake up this morning and feel a little sad or a little glum. You know, it's kind of rainy where I am, right? Just a little bit. And I'm like, oh, this is good sleeping weather. I don't really want to get up and do anything. But then a few moments later, as I got up and went about my day, right, I was singing and humming and feeling some joy, you know. So recognizing that two things can be true, right? I can experience some sadness, I can work through it, and a few moments later, the joy and that gladness is coming through my voice. So emotional stability is a way of valuing yourself. Again, every piece of you matters. I'll say it again. Every piece of you matters, right? You're valuable. You are important. And so I spent a lot of time, I'll say it again, helping other people, listening to other people, valuing others, comparing myself, and very little, right, time really getting into me, right? Because what I did on the outside, it was a distraction. I'm speaking about me, for me dealing with me, getting to know me. And so I'm grateful that I am a woman of worth, a woman of value. I know who I am, my identity. I know what I do and what I bring right here in the earth. And so my hope, my sisters, and whoever else stumbles across this channel is that you too will be able to recognize the pieces of you and know that every little piece of you, it matters. And so to take a look and consider what's unique about you, right? What is it that you bring right here in the earth? What do you have to offer first to yourself and then to perhaps your community, your family, the things that you do in your day-to-day? And so I'd like to offer a prayer, right? For those who stop by. Again, we're talking about valuing yourself, the aspects of valuing you, and knowing that every piece of you matters. So, dear Lord, I thank you for this time you've allowed me to show up and to speak a word, a paragraph, a phrase, or something that will help every woman that comes across this channel or others who stop by too, that they will know that they are valuable, that they matter, that they bring life to others. But let them know to bring life to themselves, even as you have given life to us. And so I pray that they will be at peace and that they will take the time to explore every little part of them and help them to see that they matter and that they make a difference, even if they don't feel it or don't think it. I pray that they will be inspired to search out what the plan is that you have for them. So I thank you again for my sister and for the others who will watch on today. This is my prayer. Amen. All right, this is our time together. I'm going to keep it short, sweet, to the point. Again, you have come across the pieces of me, a woman of worth. I am your host, Cindy Holden. I'll be here every Wednesday, right here at the pieces of me a woman's worth. I'll see you then.